Hello and welcome at European Online Chess Club Cup 2020. I am Women Grandmaster Kati Tsatsalaishvili and I will be the host of this show. The games will start shortly, so I would like to invite you to listen the Autumn of European Chess Union and then the welcome speech of the President of the ECU, Mr. Zurab Azmaiparashvili.
Dear friends, dear participants of Online European Club Cup, dear organizers, it's great privilege and honor for me to greet you today here. Monaco Chess Federation just a few months ago organized very successful tournament, European Women's Club Cup. And after this success, the president of the federation, Jean-Michel Rapin, asked ECU to be granted to organize Online European Club Cup. His estimation was that around 100 clubs will participate. For us, it was difficult to believe this, but we believe that Jean-Michel is a great organizer, and we granted this event. And today, we are very proud to announce that in European Club Cup, 91 teams and clubs will participate, which is a new record. Well, everything needs sponsors, and I would like to thank our special sponsors who helped the ECU, especially the foundation of the Ina Bajenova. And of course, Monaco is a great country, great society, and great chess tradition, which is always supported by royal family and personally His Highness, Serene Highness Prince Albert. And for this, I would like to use this opportunity to thank him very much. As I mentioned today, here participate 91 clubs, which means that more than 500 players, among them 400 title players, 80 super players above 2600, and 12 players above 2700 Elo rating. So this is a great success. Just a few days ago, we celebrate Vasily Smyslov's, one of the greatest world champions, 100th anniversary. and ECU decide on his memory to have a prize for the best game, and best player will receive 500 euros. 19th of March, all Europe celebrate 100 years anniversary of French Chess Federation, and I'm not surprised today that France represents 14 chess clubs. Thank you, France. Very good example. And on the end of my speech, I would like to wish success to all. I would like that players will show their best. I would like to wish our arbiters to have a great job. And on the platform Tornello, with whom we are cooperating around 1 year, to have another successful tournament with cooperation of all people who are building the success and future. Thank you very much, and once again I wish you a successful tournament.
Yes, you heard it right. So we have 91 teams and more than 500 participants, from which 400 players are titled. The event is organized by European Chess Union and Monte Carlo Chess Club under the high patronage of His Serene Highness Prince Albert II of Monaco. And we are just about to see first moves, so I would like to invite you to the Zoom where all the participants are there under the control of FIDE arbiters. So the tournament, here you can see on the side that they are ready, and maybe you can also recognize some of the players. I can see Karakamsky, I can recognize him on the screen. We have chess players like Maxim Vachier-Lagrave, Shahriar Mamedov, Richard Rappert, Jan-Christoph Duda, and so on and so on. A lot of players starting to play right now. This is really strong event, which is the first, I think, in this year. So on the background you can see that beautiful photo of Monaco, and here I will let you know before the first move. I will let you know the format of the event. We're gonna have 3 stages. So today we have qualification phase for 2 days. So it means that some of the teams will be eliminated and some of the teams will go forward to playoffs. And then we have finals. So top 10 teams will qualify to the finals and compete each other for gold medal. All right, let's take a look at the standings. And here we have the top teams. Number 1 is Baden-Baden. The average rating of this team is 2700. I expect a lot of stars here. Second team is Novibor. This is also 2700 team. And then we have Medny Vlastnik with 2600 average. There are a bunch of 2600 average teams. You guys can see full results on chessresults.com under European Chess Union category, and you can see also the participants of each team. So I recommend you to go there. The games are played on Tornello, and I expect any minutes the first moves. Actually, we have already first moves. We can start the analyze the games as well. So we're gonna have soon chessboard on the screen. And there we have. So it started on time. This is a really good start. Let me know the time of control here. We have 15 minutes plus 5 seconds increment. Both players have this time control. There will be short breaks between the rounds, and we also have a guest, a grandmaster, who will join me and commentate the games. So here we have, this is Richard Rappert against Lasso Horvath. So we have King's Indian, and I will just start this game from the beginning maybe. if you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments whom you support and which team you support. So I'll try to get there and check out the positions. So I love this e4 move. I love this e4 move, move 3. So this controls the center, these two pawns, c4 and e4. This is not very usual start for white, but if your opponent allows you to do so, why not? So we have this transformation to King's Indian. Knight e2, knight g3. You're not gonna see these often, this kind of moves. But here we're talking about Raport Richard, who is usually playing really, really amazing chess. I expect here at some point to see h4 move, h5, some attack on the king side. That's what I really, really expect from Richard. So let's see a few more moves. Bishop e2, e5, d5, and we have a couple more. So yeah, we have this position. h4 is on the board. Black tried to stop this pawn with h6. That's a sort of stop. If white goes here for h5, then black's reply will be g5. They are playing quite fast, and I don't know why I'm not getting the moves on time. Let me press in here, so we will just okay, perfect, we have it. So this is quite sharp position. And hold on, who is this gentleman on the screen? Huh, who is this? Maybe the player with black pieces? He's quite young. I should say he's quite young. But he's playing King's Indian, and that's already a story to play King's Indian at this age. All right. Maybe we can take a look also the other games. Let me quickly see others. We have in total 9 groups. So players are divided into 9 groups, and they are playing a mini tournaments there between each other. And then we will know the qualifiers to the next stage. So I think I will be focused for now. I'll be focused for the first group, and then we can go forward and see the other groups too. There are a lot of title players, and the ones that we know, for example, David Navarra is playing, also Vasily Ivanchuk is playing, and Andrei Esipienko, the player who beat Magnus Carlsen at Tata Steel. So we're gonna take a look at all these games. So still we have this position on the board. We have opposite side castling here, and really, really sharp position. I would like to prefer here to play with white, I guess, because I like this kind of positions. Rook h3, oof, rook h3, I like this move. Next will be rook h1. White sacrificed a pawn, but black should be really, really careful, because knight h5 might be really challenging here. Or bishop h5. I like this position, and I kind of feel that that's gonna be something here, something really interesting. Oh, Shahriar Mamedov is number 2 in this tournament, but I saw him earlier streaming on his Twitch channel. Is he playing today? Maybe he's not playing today, and most probably he will play at the final stage. Maybe that's the strategy of the team. Let me wait a little bit if we have here knight h5 move. I really bet this move. I don't know which move is better, knight takes h5 or bishop takes h5. Both are looking really tempting. At some point, I also think to play bishop d4 just to get rid of the dark square bishop will be also really good for white. Then h8 square will be under attack. This is really, really interesting position. I think we will come back here. But meanwhile, we can jump to the next game, and this is Alexei Shirov and Fabian Fester. So this is move 12, and really, really interesting position. Dark square bishops are off the board, and we have this pawn structure. centralized pawn structure for white, and black has really nice pawns on queen side, controlling also the center. And black's final move was f5. All right. All right, he's not afraid to play f5 move against Shiro. We know Shiro loves tactics. He likes to complicate the position, and he feels really comfortable in there. Um, I still liked here white pieces. I think at some point he will castle on the long side and push h4, h5. I really expect this. But no, he is just going to grab the b5 pawn, and he says that here I have an extra pawn and I have very, very good position. We can meanwhile look to the next game. I will just check some interesting games, and here we have Namat Yachim against Garekamsky, another famous chess player. Here we have with black pieces. This is Slav defense pawn structure, which is considered to be equal, but it's quite challenging for both sides because there are some games with the results. So let's see. Let's see. So it's clearly White's decision to trade the pawns at the early stage of the game. Let's see how it happened. So a6, and at some point White decided to capture the pawn on d5 and to play g3 and fianchetto the bishop on g2. This is interesting setup. This is really interesting setup. So now the game is clearly on the queen side, but I would expect here to see e5 or e4. These moves are open up the position and creating some more tension on the board. There are, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of groups, 9 groups. Still, we are in the first group and looking for some names. To be honest, I'm looking Vasily Ivanchuk, if he's playing today. It will be really, really interesting to see his game. Let me check the second group. We have Radoslav Wojtaszek. The player from Poland. I guess he represents a Polish team. Let me check that quickly. Yeah. Oh, no, he represents Nowy Bor. Okay. That's interesting. That looked like a pawn on f2 for a moment. Let's start from the first move, and let's get in that position. So we have Benoni set up. I like Benoni's quite sharp positions, and we have sort of sacrifices, and knight d2 is my favorite move to get on c4 immediately. Oh no, he's not going there. Okay. Oh, g5 here? Really? I've not seen this move. g5 clearly stops f4 pawn. And at some point, maybe we're going to see knight e5 jump. f4 anyway, open up f file, and we have this knight on a5. I wonder how White is going to kick the knight from e5 square. Yeah, looks quite interesting. Not so bad here for black pieces, but black is down on time, down to 6 minutes, and yeah, time is very, very important. One thing that we should take in consideration, that on Tornello platform there is impossible to pre-move, and we know that pre-moves are so important in online chess. There is 5-second increment, but without pre-move, you know what, I need that 5 seconds to move my mouse and make a move. So black should be really, really careful here with time. David Navarra, let's take a look at his position. Let's check out who he represents. Also Nowy Bor. This Nowy Bor is the club from Czech Republic, and they are one of the top 2 teams in this tournament. And let's check out the position, it started with g3 first move. G3 first move. And here black quickly got the control in the center with the pawns. All right, give up the bishop and then c5. This is tempting. c5 is really tempting. You're giving up the c pawn. Instead, you're getting e5 pawn. And this is, I think this is really interesting for white to play. The question is if the 4 pawn is now hanging or not. Will white capture this pawn or not? Queen might take it. Also, knight might take it. So black is, white is thinking here how to capture the pawn. Was it a, no. Oh, what I'm talking. Queen is hanging. There is only one move then. Queen takes on d4. Queen takes on d4 is the move, and what is black's idea here? Maybe chase the queen with c5. Maybe just chase the queen with c5. Because this knight from d5 controls so many squares, central squares, and is really nice piece. I think that there is a trap. There is a trap, but I would take it. I don't see here how black can capture the queen. So I would just take that pawn, central pawn. On the screen, you can see one of the leaders. This is Richard Ruppert, who represents Baden-Baden. Baden-Baden is the #1 club of this event, and yeah, strongest event. Strongest event indeed. So knight, queen d2. No, he didn't capture in d4. I wonder why. I don't have any engines here. I can just check that with the engine. And my brain says that it's not a danger, but okay, we have queen d2. Maybe we can move a little bit and check out next game. Next game. All right. This is an interesting position. This is really, really interesting position. Edward Romain against Hampus Sorensen. All right, what's happening? What's happening here? The final move was e5. Oh wow, e5. That's sacrifice. So what's happening here? What I don't see. Bishop takes on e5. Knight takes on e5. Actually, I can make moves, right? I can make. I hadn't seen here in the studio for so long that I forgot how things are working. So knight takes and rook takes on e5. What is the secret here? What is the move that I don't see? Okay, there is this d7 square that white would like to occupy, but that's not easy. Interesting. Black is down to 5 minutes. Yeah, sometimes time says a lot of the position. On the screen you can see David Navarro with his giant cup. Ooh, I think that's either coffee or tea. He just grabbed biggest cup he had at home just to have with him. I think they cannot really leave the board during the game, so he just he just brought everything at the desk. This is really nice. I like that. I like this huge cup. And also, it's worth to mention the dress code that David is having with. He's with white shirt. This is so nice. And David is one of the kindest person in chess world. So we have this position, and here let's see one more move, and we will understand why white sacrificed a pawn. Oh, look at this. Here, instead of bishop takes, black decided to take with a rook and sacrifice an exchange. Was that necessary? Was that necessary? This is really interesting position. Black is down to 4 minutes. Black has to play next move really fast. There is a compensation. There is a compensation because this bishop is really active and strong, and there is a pawn. If pawn starts to march, that's going to be a really strong pawn. But on the other hand, these pawns are also pushed, so I think white has here some edge. Okay, next position here we have Inna Agrest, Andrei Sokolov, and we have this very unusual queen set here, and that's just the beginning of the game. Move 11, and we have already none of the knights on the board, and queens will be also traded. So let's see, it's black to move. In this kind of positions, I know that there is a problem of this bishop, but here if black captures the queen, let's make it on the move and plays bishop d6. Next move bishop c6. I think there's no single problem here for black. Yeah, we might see this this setup. And we have meanwhile moved to the next game. Next game. I'm looking something really interesting. And for example, this game has already finished with victory of black. Queen e4, final move captures the rook on f5. This is really interesting how they got in here. Okay, okay, I see. It was lots of blood here. Knight e4, beautiful. Wow, this is beautiful. Check, intermediate check, and then queen e4 check. Oh wow. Yeah, this is really nice. Admiral Miguel is my teammate. Is my teammate. Good to see his victory here. So some of the games have already finished. So we can move forward and see more and more games. Okay, let's go to next group. We have 9 groups. I just covered 2 of them. So let's go forward. Vladimir Fedoseev, one of the top players, is playing against Ozgan Shahin maybe. So we have this position here, and the question is who stands here better? Who stands here better? In the second round, I will ask this question to our guest, and probably he will answer, but now I have to do it myself. So it is white to move, and seems like white has a little bit better position because of this bishop and the square on e5 that knight can occupy. And I think even in the end game, white would stand better because of the pawn structure and more active position of pieces. Okay, this is still in progress. And quite interesting position. White has less than 2 minutes on the board. Black has 10 minutes, and the position is, I think, really critical for white. Now, next move will be bishop f3 check, king on h2 and rook g2 check, king h3 and queen g3 is a threat here, and the question is how white can really defend this. All right, there is a move, it takes d6 check. King probably goes on f8 to avoid any further checks, and now maybe knight d2 just to go passive move, but to defend the f3 square. Yeah, this is really interesting position, and I'm very happy that we arrived in here. So white has 1 minute. There is no chance for pre-move, so white should go and play fast, but it's so hard here to go and play fast. Okay, I just access to the Twitch chat. Okay, if you guys have any questions, if you want to check out some of your friends' game, just let me know. I will do that. So white decided here to play rook e3. I didn't see that move. I didn't see that move was coming. Yeah, let's keep observing this game. A bishop goes on e6 and probably transfers on d5 with same ideas. And now white has to control d5 square. Knight b6 is an option, but after rook b8, the knight will be also hanging. I think here the main problem is the time. Yeah, time. Hold on, how to get this rid of this? Okay, here. F5. Okay, bishop d5 is next move. So king h2 only move. I think that they're gonna be checkmate in few moves. Check, king here, and checkmate. Yeah, we have this. We have this. Let's see. And after rook g2, black resigned. Oh, white resigned. White resigned after this move. Okay, let's take a look at Andrei Esipenko. He's playing against Yagis Galevsky, Galevchi maybe. And let's see. This is the first tournament since Tata Steel where Andrei Esipenko shined. So yeah, who stands better here? Quite complicated position. Let's take a closer look here. We have beautiful knights on g5 and e5 targeting f7 pawn. I like also these central pawns. And what's going to be next move? h6 is played. I would expect here some sacrifice. But no, knight goes back on h3. Maybe white is preparing here to push with the pawn. Next move, g4, g5. Yeah, g4, g5. I think white stands here better. Also, there's a huge difference on the clock. Hard to play here with black. All right, I'm looking for the next positions. And some names. We're looking for some names. That's gonna take forever. Let me check just next one. Okay, next group. Let's go, next group. David Hovell against Ataberk Evan. Okay, king f1. This is interesting. How the king got on f1. Let's see a few moves. Ah, right. Rook g6. Now h3 pawn is hanging, and white has to play king f1 to avoid that threat. I think in this isolated pawn, black managed to attack on the king side. In the isolated pawn, it is really good for white to trade pieces, as much pieces as possible. So it decrease the tension on the board, so the king won't be under attack anymore. And also, in the end game, this pawn is even more weak than in the middle game. That's what I learned in practice. Is a bit different, but yeah, let's follow the rules. So another isolated pawn we have here in Luke McShane and Berik Erdogan. And I believe here black has an advantage. Yeah, black can go rook d6, then push this bishop here on d5, and try to exchange more pieces. If bishop goes backwards, then g2 pawn will be a threat. Seconds for white here. He has to make next move really soon. No pre-moves. No pre-moves. And here we have bishop d5 move. All right. This is interesting position. This is really interesting with the e6 pawn. White should be winning here. It's black to move, and look at this bishop. I would play here just e4, just like immediately I would play e4 to open up a bishop. Yeah, I think black should do that. And maybe even f5 later to play queen h4. Otherwise, if you allow your opponent here, he will checkmate you. So, queen g7. Yeah, maybe I was too dramatic here. Queen g7 looks also normal. Next move will be queen h6. Trade is okay for black. And also willing to check here. It's not checkmate, but there is a check. So this queen will be active, and that's something really nice. I think here king f2 makes some sense to play rook g3, and yeah, e4 is mandatory here. I'm too far from reality. White played queen a5 here, and also wants to start checking from d8. All right, what happens after bishop c7? Probably take here? Yeah, most probably. But I would be really afraid to open up this diagonal. Black to move. All right, let's move to the next games. I see most of the games are finished, and let me just have only running games. That's easier to focus. So another position here we have Gadir Gusainov against Nicolas Korsagat. Exchange for 2 pawns. Yeah, exchange for 2 pawns. That's interesting. That's interesting. Somehow the knight is not that active. If knight leaves this square, then rook c7 is coming with a check, and both pawns are hanging. How white can win this game? That's the question. That's the question. How white can improve the position? Yeah, maybe starting with check, just to kick the king in passive, and try to get into black's position like this. I think white here has an edge. Another interesting position is here, same color of bishop. And look at this chain. This is so beautiful. Look at this chain. Now this pawn will be hanging. No, bishop c6 saves. Bishop c6. And this pawn endgame is really interesting. I believe that white has winning position because of this pawn, but position is tricky. Position is really tricky. Okay, let me get to the next game. Okay, I love these pawns. I love these pawns. They are power in the end game because king is already in checkmate. So king needs like the 1 and 2 moves to get rid of this mating net. But still we have too many pieces on the board, and the white has seconds, 10 seconds. Oh no, oh no. I would not like to play here with white pieces with 4 seconds on the clock. Yeah, I hope white managed to make a move. The question is, when we're playing online chess, is it good to have pre-moves or it's not good to have pre-moves? These tournaments are more likely as classical chess rather than online chess. Yeah, this is the question. This is the question. I would like to play with pre-moves because I'm always flagging myself. So. Let's move to the next positions. All right. All right. Dana Resnitz Osla also playing in this tournament against Ichik Jan. She is with black pieces and has really few time. All right, this is really interesting. This knight is really strong. I would be afraid of this knight, to be honest here. Easy to play here with white pieces for sure. White can also open up the king side. The king is really exposed. This king is safe here. I don't see any threat here for this king. White can also play rook d1. f5 was played. I think yeah, that's the only chance here for black to open up the position and create more mess on the board. Meanwhile, we can see the next game. Black to move, the pawn is hanging. I believe that's the move that black is considering, and we're gonna see this structure. And probably f4 here looks really nice. f4 looks really nice. I believe that's double-edged position. Very active king, very active knight, but this bishop is a real monster. Yeah. I saw Joby playing. I saw Joby playing here. Let me check who he represents. Jobava. He dropped so much his rating last year. I can't find him. I can't find him. Was that my imagination? No, I saw him. I saw him playing. I saw him playing. Okay, we will come back to his game maybe later on. Queen endgame. This is always so annoying to play against queen and extra pawn. This is so annoying. It's mostly it's winning. Mostly it's winning, but here, yeah. As I know, you have to keep the king as far as possible. So there will be no checks for this king. Yeah, really tempting position here. We don't have next move. Probably black lost some time here in this game. And here we have Ivan Saric, European champion against Thomas Hurtan. Yeah, this is interesting position, but I think it's winning for white. All white needs is to activate the king, get this king somewhere here, push the black king a little bit back, and then to push f4. This is winning plan that probably white will do. And here we have the next position. How the bishop got here? Oh, he got voluntarily on b8. I thought he captured something. It was so interesting how we got this bishop here, but it just got voluntarily here. So there is a checkmate threat. Knight d5 and rook. What? What? Is there a blunder? Rook e7? Yeah, it was a blunder. It was a blunder. Okay. Yeah, he didn't see maybe the queen can also capture this. c4 makes sense. Here c4. But yeah, there's an extra piece. It's hard here to play. Rook e7 was maybe last try. And here we have next position. White has an extra piece on e5. And you guys believe that it's gonna be okay here for black? I don't think so. I don't think so. Also, the time is an issue. 13 seconds on the clock. And this is the final game of the nine groups. We managed to cover 9 groups. Very good. This is one of the games just running still in progress. The question is who stands here better? I would say black stands here better because of the active king. King can get in the center with king f5, king e5, double rooks on d file. Yeah, I like here black's position. Can I capture this one? It's okay, it's white to move. What? Now there's a pin and white is losing a piece. Oh, okay, knight d4 was a blunder, and we have a resignation. Okay, this position is interesting, and I think we can stay here for a while. So black has 3 pawns for a bishop, but those pawns are moving; they are not blocked. So I would be really afraid here to play against those pawns. King c4. The pawns are going this direction. Okay, not like this. This direction. And king is misplaced here. King should be in front of those pawns to stop it. So king c4 here makes a sense. Here we have it. All right. All right. I think this is lost. I think this is lost. Yeah. Beautiful sacrifice here. 3 pawns versus rook. That's the topic that I never liked to analyze. I was always skipping that topic. It's not happening like every day in your games, and it's quite annoying to remember all this theory. But see, it's happening. It's happening. b2 is winning. There we go. And one of the pawns will be promoted here. They're still playing. Yeah, after rook takes c5, there will be queen a3 pin, and this rook will be lost. Okay, we have resignation. We have resignation in this game. Let me check if other games are still in progress. Seconds on the clock. I think now time is more important than the position itself. Black has an extra pawn, does he? Yeah, black has actually 2 extra pawns. And I believe that position is winning. They are still playing. I don't see the result yet. Another progressing. Another game that is still in progress is this one. The question is this winning or it's a draw? This is always so interesting position. I think that's draw. I think that's draw. It's white to move. Checks are on the board. Checks are on the board. He's coming back 2 pawns. Now it's time to play rook g1 maybe. Rook g1. Rook g1, rook g6, king goes here. The problem is that king cannot really get closer to the pawns to support. So we have this position. And yeah, I think that's draw. I think that's draw. Just some waiting moves. Hard to believe here with hard to offer a draw here, repeat moves for white pieces, because probably he had a winning position and he got this. And it's always hard to, offer a draw. He can take his time. He can take his time for sure. Yeah, but the position is drawn. Indeed. Let's move to the next game, and here we have endgame with the knights on the board. Knights are so tricky pieces, and here we have knight c3. If black captures this, then we're gonna have rook endgame, and I think that rook endgame is draw. We have exactly this position. King is on g4 here. White should be really careful, because if check and king gets on third rank, there will be really dangerous position. So yeah, h3, king h4 probably. And a5, that's the move. And king g2. Yeah, I think that's draw. And we're gonna see draw here soon. And this is a position that I would not be happy to have at my board with black pieces. Correct Francos against Lela Cavakhashvili. Lela is the member of Georgian national team. For years, I believe she knows the position how to hold. But she has 30 seconds on the board. That's quite quite challenging. King f5. The pieces are still in the center, so there is no danger yet. And let's check out when was the last move that pawns were on the board. So it's 50 moves rule. I think that's okay. Let's see from here. Last pawn was captured on move 60. Okay. They played quite along. Yeah. And now they are moved 90, so 20 more moves, and the server will stop the game, or arbiter will stop the game. On Tornella, there is this special button that you can just call the arbiter, stop the game, and there will be no time running, and you can chat with the arbiter to explain your problem and then to discuss it. Yeah, that's going to be draw. That's going to be draw in this position. I bet for a draw. In my career, I had once, I think. I think I had once bishop and rook, and it ended in a draw. I tried hard, but yeah, it ended in a draw. Lela Javahishvili is on the screen. She represents club from Germany. Always challenging to pronounce it. Always challenging, but I'll try that. Schwabi? Schwabi? I hope so. I hope so. Okay. Yeah, not much games. I think this is the final game. Okay, of course this is the final game. There should be always one game with rook and the bishop on the board. Yeah, this is the one last game, and of course we need this kind of games in the tournament, which lasts forever. 103. We need 10 more moves? No, how? 3 more moves. 7 more moves. To end in a draw. 7 more moves. Let's go. It's also interesting that all those players are playing from different time zones. Let me check the statistics quickly. So we have participants from around the world. This is European Club Cup, but you guys know that any player might be invited to play in the club. So we have 524 participants. From those number, 404 are the title players. And we have most of the numbers from Turkey, 49 participants from Turkey, 41 participants from Germany. Czech Republic also has a lot of participants, 36, 31 from Azerbaijan. Yeah. And we have 170 grandmasters here. Final game of the round 1. Today we're gonna have 4 rounds. So this is almost the end of the first round. The next round will start I believe after a short break. So that's gonna be a really long day. I hope you guys enjoyed the games and you will not leave me alone here. In the second round, a guest, a grandmaster will join us. I will not say a name. It will be a surprise. Yeah, let's wait. It's 108, 109. And come on, 110. Yeah. The draw by the move limit. Yeah, it was ended in a draw. So I was the first round of European Club Cup 2021. This is online event. And on the background, you can see beautiful Monaco. We were lucky enough to be there last year, but not this year, unfortunately. We're gonna have a very, very short break. I'll come back soon with a guest, and we're gonna start the analyze of second round games. So see you soon. We're back. This is European Club Cup. I'm Katie Tsasalashvili, a woman grandmaster, and I am happy to be joined by Grandmaster Adrian Mihalchishin. Hello, Adrian.
Hello, Katie. It's nice that we are back with chess, with some chess transmission, with some good players, strong players are playing to see their games and to see how players enjoy it because everybody is hungry. Everybody wants to play. So it's so much time to and still the unclear perspectives. Maybe just for will be more optimistic, but generally everybody is hungry. So it's a good opportunity for all of us to see nice games, to see fierce competition, and to enjoy chess, simply to enjoy chess, and to see friends, to see peoples which we have not seen live for 1 year, even more. Some.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. It's good to see you, and it's always pleasure to work with you. Adrian, how are you doing? How are you handling the COVID situation and pandemic
Yeah,
situation?
first of all, I survived COVID. I was in the hospital for 10 days. So it was good care. Everything was very on top level. Mother of one chess player was the chief of department in this hospital. I had very good care, and I had no bad feelings and some bad after illness some problems. I hope. So it was 2 months in the time. Then I had some operations. So okay, I am just did when it's not so active period. Did some health improvements.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I am having a lot of okay, generally enough for me every day 2 hours. Okay, sometimes there are 4 hours, sometimes six, but usually average around 2 3 hours per day training online. I'm writing something, I'm writing some either political articles. Grandmaster Belyavsky has one economical blog in the central newspaper in Lviv. He's more, let's say, economic guy. I'm a bit more political, historical guy. I'm writing some articles, so enjoying studying and writing and enjoying my pupils. So life is as, let's say, as not as good as it possible because what we are missing, all guys, chess players, we are missing travels and meeting different friends all over the world. So what we are
Yeah.
missing, and it is main problem, not even to play chess. You can play chess now on the platform. You can play. Okay, there are some problems, especially some young players. They are not very, let's say, sometimes not very sportive manners that they are behaving. And we hope that this European Cup, our players, they are really serious sportsmanship. We know it, and we don't. I think that we hope that will be nothing
Yeah, yeah,
illegal,
indeed.
and I'm convinced that everything will be under, let's say, in very sporting atmosphere. Every game will be conducted, so no problems
Yeah.
for me, and it will be extremely interesting tournament.
All right. Yeah, I also hope that we're gonna see all the fair game. And the process is that after the day, end of the day, arbiters are working together with the platform to check each game. And then also there are like many ways to observe the players as well. So I wish that all the participants will take this seriously and to play fair games. Adrian, the game's already started. Would you like to
Yes,
get to
let's
some
take a look
positions?
of the some top. Okay, I want to make some announcement, small one. That it was few days ago, 100 years from Vasily Smyslov, great champion birth.
Yeah.
And we had different emissions on the internet platform, Russian platform, Russian speaking about Smyslov. Because I met with Smyslov many times, Belyavsky, Alburt, Alexandra Kostenyuk, Boris Gulko, a lot of people share their memories about Smyslov. And we decided that this year we will have best game prize here
Yeah.
on this European competition. It is announced 500 euros.
Yeah.
Panel will be me, Arshak, famous trainers Arshak Petrosyan and Grandmaster Papoyanu, we hope, from Greece. And I think that after the tournament, we will take 1 day to check the games and to check everything is okay to make this prize because Smyslov deserve it, and it's a big pleasure for player at least to play
Yeah.
the best game of the European Cup.
Indeed, this is amazing initiative. This is really amazing initiative, and it also boosts chess players to play really nice games. So the winner will get
Yes. Good
500
choice.
euro. And Adrian, I should say that it's gonna be really tough work to choose best
Yes,
game
it will be
out of
very
so many games.
you'll see. You'll see. Not easy.
That easy. I would like
And I'm not
to
sure
analyze that
the
game afterwards.
everybody has chance. Everybody is democratic prize. Everybody can win this prize. Everybody can
Yeah.
play great game. It's for everybody. So it's not reserved for top boards or something like that. Absolutely not. Okay, it will be not easy. And we ask players, we ask back players who really believe that they played nice game to send it
Uh-huh.
to us their propositions that this game
Ah,
they
players
propose
can
because
also
of
send.
yes, of course it is welcomed very much welcome because they will help us to
Yeah,
understand
indeed.
better.
Yes.
So it is
Um,
it's democratic process. So we are asking everybody to participate.
yes. All right, let's take a look at the games and
Yeah.
like previous a match, like first round, I was like trying to check almost every game, and Adrian, we have 9 groups, so it's so hard to check all the
Nine
games.
groups with six teams, so it is very
Yeah,
difficult to make a choice. Extremely difficult. Maybe
yeah.
let's make it first to
Let's
see
just choose
27.
yeah, some games and focus on that. So I suggest to check Richard Rapport against Vladislav Artemiev. Two great names here
What is top
competing each
game, top
other.
strong player, so let us check it.
Yeah, so we have this end game, and as a chess player, I always wonder who stands here better. Tough,
You
right?
wonder, but yes, yes. But generally speaking, I must tell you that bishop pair is bishop pair. Despite the structure is symmetrical, we say symmetrical structure somehow favors, not favors, help knights. Yes, it is true on one side, but on the other side, bishop pair is long-standing advantage. Just in case when white will decide to exchange one bishop for the knight. No, it is one of the advantages. It always you can get rid out of bishop. This knight is much more difficult to exchange for bishop. So usually this stuff is slightly better for white. Stuff
Yeah.
like that. So you see, it will be some problem later. Can be with pawn a6. Someday pawn a6 can be weak. So probably black will now exchange everything, all rooks.
Yeah.
Because sooner or later can be some a4 threat. Not always, because it can be b4 answer. But in some situation it can be the case, a4. So black has to be very, very careful with this position. Because bishop pair is like, okay, I can say it's snaky advantage, because like two snakes, sleeping snakes, and then when they will wake up, so it will be problem.
Snaking around. The bishops
Yeah,
are snaking
they will,
around.
yeah.
Okay, the
So
next um, the next game is almost the same symmetrical position, also the same pawn structure, but we have queens on the board, and there's not
yes, this is
bishop
a
here.
different.
So what's
There is
happening here?
no bishop pair. Bishop pair here is pretty equal, I believe. Pretty equal position. No big chances for white, as black can take knight c5, and the knight c5. It will be a lot of exchange. Even if queen a3, even king f8, trying to play knight e4. Black has no problems at all here. And black is even, I can't say better, but maybe jump a bit around. But generally it's around equal. But okay, if players will try to push, they can push, always push. It's always welcome, any pushing
Um,
strategy for pushing.
do you think that this queen here will create some problems on a7 pawn and rook could not get on
It's
c8, or
possible,
this is
yes, but generally black can always play knight 5, queen h3, if rook d8 first, rook d8, queen d8, then a5, or a6 even, or a5, and there are no problems on this side. It's not not
a5?
not realistic to expect on that side.
Yeah.
Black is very solid position. And don't believe it. Anything from white side, yeah, and from black side either. So it's a bit not boring position, I would say. It's a position which is a bit limited with its resources to create some
Yeah.
real play. Yeah, a bit limited. Okay, there
Yeah.
are some positions like this, but you come to this position from time to time.
All right, we can get to the next game, and here we have
Yeah.
not boring position because look at this pawn structure here.
Oh, it is classic bishops against the knights with damage structure. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it is very interesting stuff. I would play with white, even try to play f4, queen h5, rook g1.
Mm-hmm. Would you
Or
like
he
here to
wants to
play
play.
with white pieces or with black pieces?
Here I would like to play with white pieces
White.
because it's big center, big space, and I'm not sure that castle is necessary. Maybe okay, maybe late. Okay, he has planned king h1. Yes, b3 castle and maybe f4. Then queen comes forward.
Yeah.
Then we will see what. So maybe
Mm-hmm.
maybe it was like that. But okay, there are generally in chess in such situations there are generally few options which are and player is choosing according to his strategy. If he wants to be a bit safer, he wants to be a bit safe. So
Yeah.
it is the strategy of every player what he will choose.
Yeah, it's move 11, and Shiro already spent some time on the board, and I just wonder how they got in there.
Maybe black can prepare some f5 plan. Okay, it's classical.
Ah, okay. Here, white cannot capture on f3
Yes,
because
immediately,
d4 pawn is
yes,
hanging,
yes.
and here we have. All right.
Yeah, I think maybe queen d7. No, f5. I am not sure. Queen b3 is always problem. So f5 is a bit too optimistic. But maybe someday it is possible. Maybe in queen d7, knight a5, f5. Okay, another strategy is to get attack on the strategy on black squares like knight g6, queen h4, or queen h. But is it queen h4 then f4 immediately?
Ooh, knight a5 and
He
b5
wants
was played.
See, he plays the same strategy. He wants possible to play against black bishop, knight g6, e5, knight f4, and possible to play against other bishop, knight a5 and b5. You see, it's let's say parallel strategy on both sides possible to do. Yes,
Yeah.
glass strategy, I would say. Interesting. Okay, black plan is knight c4 clearly, but knight c4 is not a threat at the moment. He will take queen e2, so. There are a4 tries, a4, a6, maybe something like this, or maybe starting queen e2, rook d1, d5, f4. So many options there are for both sides here. f4, f5 either is an option. 4 and queen h5. Interesting position and very, very tense. We will see how
Yeah, really interesting position. We can meanwhile get to the next game, and here we also see names that we know, and Grandelius is playing this setup, and it's quite common setup. We have this pawn structure in many openings, and here the question is who stands here better.
You see,
Tough questions.
Yes, tough question. Tough question. I think first of all, he tries to stop c5 at the moment because there are two elements in the position. First of all, black has some problems on the queen side because they want to free position. Yes, so it is question: is it good? I am not very optimistic like these guys. They are much more optimistic young guys.
Yeah.
I would concentrate maybe on plan with f6, maybe. But the guys want. I don't understand what will be with dc5.
Yeah, c5 was anyway played it after d takes c.
Yes.
Can I capture?
DC5,
I can't.
If knight c5, then b4. And what I don't see what bishop c5. I have doubts if he'll sacrifice pawn. I don't.
Yeah, then it will be hanging on d5.
It's great. Tigran Petrosyan used to say. He used to say that the best thing is to sacrifice pawns.
to get rid of the weak pawns. He
Yes,
took with the knight.
sacrifice of this pawn sacrifice just best recipe, the cheapest recipe, you know.
Cheapest,
Sacrifice
right?
of this pawn. The Tigran was very big joke. So, but I don't know what is before.
Before is on the board, and now the question is where the knight goes. Knight e4 is not legal move because knight will be captured.
Knight d7, d5. I don't understand it. Maybe he will sacrifice a piece. I would sacrifice a piece with queen with rook c7. Maybe.
Rook c7?
May I don't know what something like this, but this is some. But king is not castle. You know, there is no castle. So he played c5 remajor, clear.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Or if he had to calculate it very well. If he didn't, so sorry.
Is there any chance that they are still in the home preparation, or they are just now? Just
No, I don't. No, they don't.
yeah.
This rook is
Unfortunately, I lose the power of move the pieces.
It's a bit always improvisation. But look,
Yeah.
our chess for improvisation. For example, I personally don't like the games when players play 30 moves from home analysis and they say, okay, he knew it. What can I do? Draw. Okay, he knew everything. So what? It's not chess. It's somehow let's say, some other discipline. It's not interesting.
Look here,
Interesting is
knight
when the
has
players.
knight has b7 square, which
No,
doesn't
b7 is
lose
not
anything.
this.
But do you think that bishop b5 will be hanging? Bishop b5, then knight b5, and knight c7.
No, I don't. Knight b7 has no perspective, no life. So
Yeah.
simply castle and bishop d3, castle and enjoy position. Okay, he
I would sacrifice on b5 immediately. I would just go and sacrifice it.
It's up to no. It's very possible, no doubt. But here, you see, he played c5 prematurely. It's clear that okay, maybe it will be some luck that he will jump around, but he plays without a pawn.
Without a
Simple
pawn,
like
yeah, it's better to play with
So
a
he
pawn.
might maybe rook
Indeed.
d5, rook c7, queen d2, and some queen c8. For what?
He wants to trade the queens and to play in the end game.
Yes, he wants to get chances for some activization, for some maybe a5 later to exchange both pawns and to have 4-3 against 4. Maybe it is the best decision. White can play queen d2 first. White can play bishop d3 second. Bishop d3, knight b6, rook d4. Something like this is one option. Then take rook c7. Some counter play.
Take, rook c7, even maybe
Yes,
king
nice.
d2, or
Okay, no, king d2 is check. King d1, knight c4. Some
yeah, interesting
compensation.
position.
Yeah, some compensation. Okay, but it's just classical activity to play for draw. Okay, white can play if in game. If not in game, it will be more sharper. For example, queen d2.
Yeah. Queen d2 keeps
And
the
then
tension on the
do it
board.
Fast. Sorry?
Queen d2 keeps the tension on the board. Because, white still have this extra pawn. White has this pawn here and this pawn already here. Then bishop d3 will create something here on h7. So he just kept the queen on the board and he played queen b3.
Okay, he wants queen d3. He wants to, it's either logical, he wants to, in some moment, to be ready. If knight b6, rook d4 or rook d1, he will be ready to play e6. So it's logical. I like it. Because the most important thing in such situations is to get connections among the pieces, among the pieces and pawns, and to create something.
Yeah. All right, we can check the next game, and this is Svan Rasmus and Radoslav Wojtaszek. We have no queens on the board. It's already endgame.
Yes.
And
Look
at this knight here.
Always dangerous. But I must tell you another thing, that white pawn structure is terrible. So if black plays something like knight f6 and then sacrifice exchange on d6, white will be in deep trouble. because white pawn will be like nuts. He will check he will eat them like nuts. Cluck, 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 cluck. E4, all pawns will cluck. Yes, it's very dangerous business.
Oh, that's good idea actually to fight against these knights. Another
Okay, he can.
idea is to play knight f6 and knight e8 just to eliminate these knights.
Yes, it's true. It's true. But then he will play rook d1, knight e8, knight c4. Okay, so
Knight c4.
okay, he wants some tactics to use very fast. He was knight f6. He wants to play b5 and a b5, rook a7. But then he takes on d6, pawn d6, king d6, rook d8, rook d6. Oh my god, I don't
Attack
like
here.
this. This bishop is dead on f3.
Yeah.
I don't like it. But he must activate somehow because his pawns are, like ruins of some ancient city. There is some trainers which say that there are ruins like in Athena. Athena ruins, they call it. Even expression is like this. Pawn
Yeah?
structure like ruin, Athena ruins.
I never heard it. Knight f6 was played, and let's keep a little bit here if he's going to capture here with the rook. And
He
then
will play rook out because
collective pawns.
all exchange sacrifice is always something special. Since the Petrosian times he was sacrificing always exchange, and now let us see if it will be or he will. Okay, white understands it is. Let's say now it's a dangerous moment because the position will go in such direction that it will be impossible to do anything.
Which kind of games will be chosen as the best game? It will be like more tactical game, or it will be more positional game?
Not just that, it will be okay. Generally, if it is some nice combination, always everybody likes it, everybody enjoys it. Nice, long sacrifices always make impression. Positional games, of course, either are considered this fantastic positional game because brilliancy prize is generally considered from few angles. First of all, if it is really brilliant or it is best game. It can be, let's say, really very well played. You see what he played? His sacrifice, like I told.
Yeah, right on time, right on time.
White must do something because otherwise, white is dead beat. Yes, and now takes. Yes, I told you, king b6, rook d8, and then he starts to cluck all the white pawns. It was some game, computer game. Remember all one when it was eating everything. Some guy, how it's called? It was some famous one of the first computer games.
Computer? I know Snake was eating some coops.
Yes, was eating everything, going on different levels.
Was that Snake collecting the pawns and getting bigger and bigger?
It was with big mouse.
Because this is really interesting to play king b6 here, attacking the rook, defending this, and also next is coming here.
Yes, and all pawns are, is terrible. To have such position because if bishop is out of play, it never plays. He will play just one move, knight f5. It will be enough, and knight d4, and every skill finish. Yeah?
I see.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
To play with white is terrible because no chance to create some counterplay.
Adrian, are you playing online chess tournaments or you are mainly coaching?
No, generally I'm training online. I don't play online tournaments. First of all, I would play. I don't want to play these tournaments when there are different guys, guys who can use. Second, I would play veterans tournament with my old friends, Grandmaster, Rashkovsky, all these guys, Belatsky, we would like to play, but they don't organize anybody veterans tournament. So maybe we in Europe we will organize next after amateurs there are tournaments and juniors are tournaments and no veterans. Veterans people who made a lot for chess and they deserve to play some each other. Some tournaments and to enjoy. First of all, enjoying playing each other, it's great.
Yeah,
opportunity.
I
But
think
on
I
the other
think
hand,
some ECU officials are now listening to us. Maybe it's time to organize one more
yeah,
tournament.
no, time because we is doing anything, no move. So it's necessary that we in CSU we start to move
Hmm.
towards this direction to give our veterans some opportunity to play because they spend their life in chess and they like to play chess. But they like to play chess in this, you see, in the environment which is friendly.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, indeed.
friendly, there's no tricks, nothing. People are friendly and they would like to.
Hmm.
You
Yeah,
see,
I got
okay,
it.
you
I
see,
got
this
it.
passive defense, passive defense. Different plans. You can play rook d8, rook a8, rook comes from the other side. There are many plans. Even knight d5, knight f4 is a plan. To take bishop d5 is a problem. I don't believe it.
Yeah, these knights are
Possible.
really, really strong pieces here.
Yeah,
I think
okay, but
even
on the other
stronger
hand,
than rooks.
it's pity to exchange this bishop because this bishop is the most terrible piece, sad piece. No, 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 no perspective, no life perspective at all.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
indeed.
don't know if it's necessary to change here.
Yeah, indeed.
Maybe there are other options to transfer knight somewhere to other place to
Yeah,
G6.
knight needs really, really nice square. Is there any square
So
here
it'll be,
that C4
since
maybe?
technical game, I think technical game, White has still some chances to survive, but depends how Black will improve the position. I would try maybe Rook D8, Rook A8, but it's matter of taste, of course, how to handle this matter.
I see.
Let's
All
go to
right.
other position.
Let's go to the other game and let's see this game, for example, where seems like this king ran away from king side. Let's quickly take a look. Yeah, it was short castled. It was short castled. So let's take a look at this game. There is a sacrifice on g3. This is interesting.
Yes.
And ooh, there was a fire. Then king tried to run away.
My God.
Aha, what do you think about this queen b1 move, just to trade queens and get into endgame?
It's always because he has a target to attack this pawn f3. He'll, it's the simplest technical decision. Take. What he plays rook f1, pawn takes. Okay, only chance. But black is now okay. If rook f if e5 then d6. Yes.
Yeah, e5
So
d6.
then maybe rook f3, d6, rook d7, rook d7. Okay, black can run with h5. Yes.
Hmm.
King g7, king g6, and h5.
Although I have a fear that here white has some chances for draw.
Okay,
Or not, with
look,
these pawns it's hard to draw, right?
generally speaking, with fast pawn, white has all three islands, pawn islands, and these pawn islands are generally useless. So he can check rook f2 or h5 and simply improve with the king g6.
King g6, king g5, and push the
White has
pawn.
too many weaknesses. Yes.
I see.
Oh, even here, what rook f3? It's time to resign.
It's time to resign. Time to resign. We have
Yeah,
four games
useless
today.
spending on time. Use lending time.
But it's like online chess. You never know what will happen. So,
Yeah, no,
but
generally
yeah,
this
okay.
technique is so easy here that you know that
Yeah.
you can win with one hand. It's
The
one
game
hand game.
ended, and meanwhile we can get to the other group. Let me
Yes.
quickly check some names and some interesting positions. Um, all right. Oh, this is something that we have to take a look at. I've never seen something like this in actual game. I have seen in some books, but never in actual game.
Something like King's Indian probably, or some English stuff, King's Indian stuff, attacking. So Of course, who is on move? Black, yeah?
Black is on the move,
Yes, take,
and
queen check, queen check. He will sacrifice
Queen
the pawn,
h4,
queen
right?
check, queen h4, king g2, rook h8,
Rook
and rook
h8,
c7, king f6,
c7.
and threatening mate. What is the defense? King g1, yeah?
King
King
g1.
g1.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I just lost the power to make the moves on the board. I have no idea why. I usually can make the moves on the board, but not at this time. So we have this position, and white will probably
Yes,
capture the
he
pawn
must
on
play rook
c7.
c7 and queen g. Maybe queen g1 first to see
Queen
what's going
g1,
on.
yeah. Queen
Rook
g1, queen
c7 here's
h3,
time.
and king
And king
will
f2.
try to run.
Yes, the running out. If queen exchange is not clear, is it good or not? Because if pawn c7 falls, he must mate. Mating attack can be queen knight e4 check, pawn takes, queen e3 check, king f1, queen d3, rook h3 somehow. No, but then king is in the problem. The king is in the problem. g5 mate. You see, can be king rook c7, king f6 after queen g1. Some exchanges, if queen running away, and then g5 mate. So it's necessary to be very careful.
Yeah.
Okay, why he
Queen
doesn't play
g1.
queen g1? He must do it.
You know what? After queen g1, maybe there's knight e2 move. 3D plays for queen on
92, yes.
g3.
92,
Yeah.
92, and then queen g3. You are right. Queen 92 is the reason. He overlooked.
And queen f2
92.
will be checkmate in one move after queen h1.
No, he's resigning. He will
He's
take on
resigned.
c7 and he will make one more move and he will resign. Very soon.
Yeah, he's
He
thinking.
Probably he will see this. He will give black chance not to play 92. It is clear that it is huge problem because
Yeah.
white, what you see is different. Black knight is in the action, helping mating attack, and white knight is so far from the place of events that it's it's pity.
Yeah.
It's so far.
That's the position when King's Indian goes wrong. We have seen some positions
King's
like
Indian,
this.
look, I always explain to my pupils when they ask me, look guys, you play King's Indian with white, you're attacking some pawns on the queen's plan. And if you play it with black, you're attacking king. So what is dangerous? Who's attacking with this?
Yeah, indeed.
Okay, he played 92 now.
Knight e2 is the move that black should play here for the win. He has 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and we have 92 on the board.
For such, for tournaments on this level, this move is easy. See, I told you that it will be king of 6 and it will be here the reason.
Yeah, let's see the end of this game. I think it's gonna end soon, and then we can see the game of Vasily Ivanchuk.
Okay, queen d1.
Okay, here queen h2. King gets
king e1, and they're winning many moves. Knight d4 is
knight g4. King here.
Knight d4 is
and queen g2 wins. Queen g2 wins there.
Yes, it wins queen g1, and rook h2. Everything wins.
Yeah.
Okay, he can play queen g3.
Knight h. And the moves are not so hard to find.
Knight g3 check. King e1 and queen a2. No defense. Rook h1 mate. Knight g3, queen a2. Yes.
Yeah, not so hard to find these moves.
Yes, many attacks mating ideas like knight d4, like incredible. On queen h1, rook h2. He's checking what to do, how to win the easiest part. Okay, maybe with checks.
Yeah, he has 1 minute still.
And he kills everybody.
Yeah.
Queen h1, guys. This check always is the best. Not allowing opponent to think about some other stuff.
Exactly.
Just
So you're not
check, check,
missing
check.
anything. After check, your opponent
Yeah,
has
yeah.
only one move.
Yes, you're controlling everything very easy with checks. Without check, no, who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe opponent will find something incredible. Yeah,
Although it's so hard to
because
find
it's now
something incredible here in this position, but still, it's actually good
no,
to
because after
to
check,
to protect yourself from from yourself. I don't know how it sounds, but it sounds okay in my in my head to say like sometimes we're just
yeah,
blundering moves,
I
and
told you
checks avoids that. Okay, he just decided to win a queen. This is also
yeah, yeah,
winning, no chance,
it's designed. Yeah.
no chance.
It's the simplest. As we told with checks, always simplest.
Yeah, I saw Ivan.
What else we have?
Vasily Ivanchuk and Adams were playing, and I hope I will find it back, and I hope it's not ended yet. So it was Rook End game, and there we go. There we go. We
Yeah,
have it.
that is, it's a game of top guys. Oh
Top
my
guys,
God.
yes.
Yes, yes, top guys. Okay, black is clearly white. Usually can have some small chances, but with this such pawns like this, I don't see any chances for black.
King is too
It's
far
too strong.
from the
And
king
white
side,
king is
right?
got h4, h3, g5, king
Yeah,
g3, g4, and then will help each other.
yeah.
So this position is very, very, very difficult to play. Okay, he thinks what to play: rook a8 or king b3. A8, h4, a5, h3, a6. He will put rook on the seventh rank, I think. Then then h3, h5, h2, and so on.
Yeah, here we have
See,
this
he tries.
position.
Okay, this is easy. h2.
Just h2, king g3, king g2, and sacrifice the rook for the pawn, and
Because
yeah, this.
a6 is met with rook f6, yes, and it is a problem. So h2 and king g3, a6, rook a6, a7, rook comes to a6 and winning his pawn and seems
Okay, Ivanchuk has 13 seconds on the clock, already
Ivanchuk-
10 seconds. He has to make a move. He has to make a move. I know that he has to play on time pressure. Um, and here we have moves. Yeah, he plays fast now.
Yes, rook f6. Yes, as I told you, it works like this. He will make
Yeah.
check, rook b6, With check. Everything make with check. You know it better.
Yeah.
No, position is position for resignation. After rook a6, rook b6, what's
All right. Less and less games are in progress.
yeah.
Let me
Oh,
check something.
okay.
Oh,
You
okay.
see?
Okay.
Okay,
This is when-
okay. Big deal. Yes, victory.
we
Game
have
by
resignation.
Congratulations. Yes, very technical end game, like a machine. Yeah, machine
Yeah.
gun.
What about this position? Here we have quite imbalanced position. A rook and this really dangerous pawn for a queen, and it is black to move, and I see the repetition.
Yes. Yes, king g1. The black has nothing better than queen g1, queen e1. Because queen e5 check is king g1, king h1, and no way
Yeah.
to make some mating threats. There are no mating threats. Yeah, so draw.
Yeah, let's check out a little bit. Oh, it was this kind of position. It was this kind of position when white has
You see, he
bishop and rook
clever move.
and
Yes,
the
he made
pawn.
check. Yes, he played this. Now mate is threatening. Yes, this is check. G4. Now mate is threatening. So he has nothing to do. Oh, it's nice end. Yes, that is possible to fight the queen.
Yeah.
Rook and pawn are fighting queen. So nice result of that of all this play. So some games are really very very interesting.
Yeah,
You
indeed.
can enjoy them.
All right, let's check the next game.
So what
Games
else we
are
have?
ending one by one. They are ending. So
Yeah.
this is one of the last games we have in this round.
This is rook down, yes. Rook f1.
It's white to move, and yeah, rook is hanging. Rook is hanging.
It's clear that I don't believe it's considering queen f1.
Yeah, queen f1. Also, rook f1 makes sense. I think there's
Yeah, no,
no
f1
chance here.
is clearly moved, not queen f1. F1 is passive.
Okay, we have 2 games left. 2 games left, including this one. Let me find. Oh, we have more actually. We have more games, not only 2. I'll find the most interesting. For example, this endgame.
This is interesting. So, okay, I believe because of Zugzwang, white has to win. Because pawn and game is lost, so Zugzwang, king e7, e6, rook h6 check, and king e5. Yeah, it's time. It's lost position.
Yeah.
No way to defend such kind.
No way to survive here, right?
Yeah, okay, king
Yeah.
g7, idea king a5, he will make check, king d4, and king a check.
Oof.
Yes. F4.
Although there are some ideas of stalemate.
Okay, there will be some stalemate ideas, so you have
Yeah.
to be careful.
Yeah.
Stalemate ideas.
When the king gets closer to g6 pawn, g6 square, there's gonna be the ideas of stalemate. And also, if pawn progress to f6, this can be captured. So,
Yes.
still tricky.
Tricky, yes, tricky. So, but he must go. F5, he must go. Then king, he tries to come with the king somewhere, but still not easy, you know.
You know what I'm thinking? That
Generally,
king
generally speaking, is the rule. You know, F and H pawn is the rule. Okay, here is a bit too extreme because rule is that king is fighting far past pawn, and rook is fighting another pawn. You see? Now is
I like this game. I like this game.
Yeah. So you see, he spoiled it quite.
He made a good
serious.
point that this rook is untouchable.
Yes, he spoiled it. I must tell you that he spoiled it. He spoiled it. So now he will.
How
he's
is it called? Like
regretting.
crazy rook, or what's the name of this rook, Adrian?
Yeah, something like this.
Crazy.
Yes, crazy rook. Yes. Well, you see, and now he missed pawn and game. Come on, be serious. You missed pawn and game. Easy draw. Very good defense. Bravo.
Very nice.
Bravo.
Very nice defense.
Courage in defense. Not resigning. Pawn, 2 pawns down, fighting and creating problems, stalemates, transferring pawn and game. Bravo.
Yeah.
Very nice defense. We appreciate such defenses, such guys who are fighting in the let's say in the really inventive way. It was inventive.
Yeah, in the pawn game,
So-
with pawn pushed this far is draw. You just keep to play now king f8, and he just played, and we have draw in
Okay, he wants to. Okay,
game.
legally he can. You know, okay, he can check. Maybe the guy have forgotten. So who knows?
Yeah.
only chance to win on sclerosis of the other player. No other chance there because on the knowledge you cannot. Oh,
Yeah.
these games are
This is
always
the last
always
game
the
of
problem.
the round 2. So we have here queen end game, but the pawns are doubled on g file.
Usually
And
it's just go.
wait, how like managed to get this queen? What?
come
Oh
on.
no.
No, come on.
Oh no. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. King h7?
Okay,
A draw, I guess, right?
yes, it's draw. No chance. No chance. Just just making jokes. Be serious, guys. There is not a single chance to win this position. Just okay. Even white can lose this pawn g4. So white has to make perpetual as soon as possible.
Queen
Queen
f6,
f6.
I think, should be played here.
Yes, Queen f2, King e4.
Also, I would not risk this much with white to allow my opponents
Yeah,
to.
no really risk. It is generally draw as he wants. He can play Queen e2 and stay like no, exact. Okay. We know you. We know. Oh, he's considering Queen e7. Look into that. No, not later, not now. So who wants what?
Who plays for
Queen
what?
e7. It's everything can happen. No,
Queen
this is
e7?
Queen takes King g7, King d6 back.
Uh-huh.
And f6, who cares? King goes. No way.
Yeah. Yeah, really tricky position. Really tricky position.
Yeah, but you know, it's more something. Let's say something happens with the player that he will lose his totally concentration. Generally, these positions are easy job.
Yeah, indeed.
But here, any move, King d5, okay. Any move, g8, Queen d7, then some, you know. Either there is easy draw, but Queen d7 is.
Queen e7 was played in offer draw, and opponent
Yeah.
just took it. Okay, this is end of the round 2. So we have today 2 more rounds to go. And this is really tense event because in all those 9 groups, there are super grandmasters playing against another super grandmasters. So that's going to be really
Now
challenging.
preliminaries, yes, preliminaries tomorrow is finished, yes. And
Yeah.
final, when it will be played, final.
Then we
After-
have 1 day of playoffs, and the finals are from 30 to 31, and there are going to be 10 teams, and they will play round robin tournament.
Yes, round robin.
And-
It will be
Yeah.
really tough competition. We will enjoy it once more, so it will be. It will be really. I hope that. And you see here, even chess, we can enjoy. There are interesting stuffs, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, very interesting.
So it's
yeah, tournament.
why we are playing, why we are looking this game, because we want to enjoy it. We are really enjoying this guys game. So
Yeah, indeed. So there is also prize fund, and the total prize fund is 14,000 euros, and the winners will get 4,000 euros. Second place will get 3,000 euros. Third place will get 2,000 euros. The prizes are for 5 teams. And there is also the prizes for the best player on each board, and there are in total 4 boards, plus 1 additional person. So 5 people will get also the special prizes, and also that prize that we were talking about earlier, special prize, the
Smysl
best game.
prize.
Yes,
Some-
Smysl game.
Yes, not the brilliant prize. Brilliance is the best game of the tournament. The name is a Smysl prize. No, it means something.
Smysl. Yeah.
Some players want. It sounds well. Yes.
Yeah, actually, I've seen in like chess books that someone won Brilliance the prize, but nowadays there's not such a prize in the
Yes. Now
tournaments,
we
right?
need more to enjoy some games, and to make them widely publicized. Some interesting parts from these games, some magazines, and the people will know. People has to know some games, not just this tournament which these guys are playing, top guys. Telling honestly, I have not seen even I've seen just few games. It's
Yeah.
so special.